Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is for the parents and I am going to be sharing insights as a child that's grown up with RP, and also I'm going to introduce you to my own parents so they can share their insights with you about how to raise a child with RP. Navigating your child's diagnosis of retinitis pigmentosa can be challenging, it can be upsetting, it can be a really distressing time. But don't worry, I'm going to share with you 10 points that are going to help you to get a handle on it and really be confident moving forwards. I'm also, like I said, going to introduce you to my parents for their top tips, and then I'm just going to round it off with a little summary of things that you can do to make life a little bit easier for your child. So let's dive straight in and explore how to help your child who has just been diagnosed with RP. As many of you parents know, there's no rule book, there's no instruction manual on how to navigate your child's journey with RP. So what we're going to do is give you some really simple advice, and that starts right now. The first thing is to learn as much as you can about RP. Retinitis pigmentosa is a progressive disease. It gets worse as we get older. So you need to learn as much as you can about recognizing symptoms, treatment options, support that's out there to help your child as they get older, career options, lots and lots of stuff, lots of resources and lots of information out there to help you gain as much knowledge about the condition as you can. It will empower you and it will make you feel more comfortable about making big decisions. So point number 2 is to engage with local healthcare professionals that have got experience and can give you guidance on RP. So ophthalmologists, optometrists, genetic counsellors, all of these people have got skills and experience of RP that can really benefit you, give you more knowledge and a bit more freedom to make decisions for your child as you move forward. Now, point number 3 is you need to foster independence in your child. Now, this can be difficult because as a child growing up with a disability, you just want to wrap them in cotton wool. But what you need to do is teach them to be resilient and adapt to the environment that they're going to have to thrive in by themselves as they grow up. You can support them on this journey, and it may come across as being a bit cruel to be kind, but doing everything for your child is not going to help them. So you need to allow them to be independent, to find ways to take on activities and everyday things that they're going to have to do when they become an adult. Now, number 4 is a really interesting one because a lot of people stay away from social media. But connecting with other people, other families and other parents that are experiencing RP in the same way that you are with your child is a really important thing for you to do. You need to know that you're not alone in this journey, and being able to build relationships and see things and hear things from other people and what they're experiencing and what they're going through is really, really important. So it wasn't around social media when I was a child and my parents felt super isolated. So I'm going to be doing a video which is all about how you can access Facebook groups and support groups online. So definitely look at getting involved in those. So early on you have to be a really strong advocate for your child. It's really difficult for a child to work with the education providers and local authorities, but the earlier you get used to advocating for your child with those agencies, it should open up support and help that it's going to be vital for them to be independent when they grow old. So another point that is really useful is to focus on your child's abilities and what they can do rather than focusing on what they can't do. From a young age that will vary obviously, but as they get older it's important that they get involved in hobbies and interests and taking real passion in what they are doing away from education and work. RP can be quite a serious thing and it's really important for life to be about more than their eye condition. So encouraging them to find what they're really talented at and passionate about and getting stuck into it is a really good thing. So point number 7 is about creating a safe environment for them. So by this I mean good lighting, making sure that things have places they stay and they stay there. Perhaps even tactile markers, taking time to really think things through from a child that has a sight problem. Now making sure that an environment is good for the child is going to help them thrive. If you've got a house where the lighting isn't good, stuff always gets moved, you're basically going to make things really hard for that child and it's going to be really difficult for them to want to progress if they don't feel like their home environment is a safe one that they can thrive in. So if you're struggling, you can speak to local authorities about making things more accessible and nicer for the child. So number 8 is all about mental health and well-being. Now RP is a really tough thing to grow up with and your child, like me, may have loads of questions about the future, what things are going to look like, how they're going to work, how they're going to find people to look after them when you're not around, all of these things. It's quite a lot for a young child or even a teenager to deal with. So paying attention to your child's mental health and well-being is super important, and don't be afraid to get them help if they need it, like counselling, therapy, any of those things are always good to bear in mind. Now it's important to stay informed and up to date with the latest advancements in treatment options that may be coming up in the future. As we know, sadly, RP has no definitive cure. There are lots and lots of treatments in the works, but it is very important for you as parents to stay informed about what is going on. And again, this links back to social media, to the internet. There's lots and lots of stuff happening around the world to help with sight loss and blindness and RP. So it's always good to make sure you're connected and you don't just bury your head in the sand. And number 10 is something that I didn't really pay much attention to myself growing up, and only in this video have I really thought about it, but it's about taking care of yourself. As a parent of a child, you'll feel a lot of emotion, a lot of guilt, a lot of upset and uncertainty, but you need to look after yourself. So whether that's taking a break away, speaking to family or friends, or even seeing a counsellor yourself, I think it's a really good thing for you to be looking after yourself as much as you look after your child. So those 10 points will really help you to guide and support your child as they grow up with RP. Now, I want to give you a little bit of advice from my parents' perspective. I'm not a parent myself, I have 4 dogs, but I have no children. So I only experienced life as a child growing up with RP. But my parents have grown up in your position. They are parents of an RP child and they've seen me grow into a middle-aged man. And so I thought it'd be quite useful to get them on this video and talk about their experience. So just to let you know, they've never done anything like this. My mum hates being on camera in front of a lens, so they might be a little bit nervous, but their advice is going to be absolutely gold. So listen up and enjoy.
Hi there, I'm Rob's dad. I've got 3 points that I'd like to get across to you viewers as a parent to a child with RP. The first one is avoid assuming that RP will only occur in later life, and be ready to accept the fact that the onset could be a lot earlier than you imagine. I've got to admit that I fall into that category. I felt that Rob wasn't going to feel the impact of it until he's into his 60s, and then when I did realise that it was coming on earlier, I just assumed that he'd hold on to good sight for a lot longer than he actually did. Tip number 2 is that I would motivate children with RP to engage in sports, any sport at all, because I think it instills valuable qualities, structure, discipline, commitment, teamwork, and the determination to excel in whatever sport you might want to take up through the training. Part 3, assist them in choosing a career path whereby they can continue with that choice because it accommodates their visual impairments, so that any profession later on in life they can still effectively continue with that profession with limited or loss of sight completely. We were very lucky with Rob that he chose the sports side of things, and he's been able to gradually progress as his sight has deteriorated and can still perform really well. They're my 3 tips. I hope that helps.
Hi, I'm Sandy, I'm Rob's mum. My 3 tips for parents of children with RP would be as follows. Tip 1, obtain a diagnosis of your child's RP type from a specialised ophthalmologist without being misled by vague explanations. My tip 2, access support groups tailored for both children with RP and their parents to find comfort and guidance. Tip 3, not to be afraid to fight to get ample support, guidance and assistance for your child. Rob's going to put 3 links in the video description. 3 charities are Retina UK, RNIB and Guide Dogs for the Blind.
So I really hope you enjoyed that, and I hope it's been useful. I really hope that this video has been informative, and please share it with other parents that you know, other people you know that have children growing up with RP. So if you were to take away anything from this video, I would remember just to learn as much as you can, educate yourself, seek out support, work closely with healthcare providers and advocate for your child. It's super important to encourage their independence and protect them from everything. The environment, protect their eyes, other people, negative vibes, stereotypes, stigma. The most important thing for a parent is to stay positive, and if you can do that, then your child is probably going to do okay.